Okay. So it basically turned out not in Candace Owens' favor. Uh, but what can you expect? David Howard's group that helped launch Candace Owens' career cuts ties with her over Israel's stance. The conservative group that helped launch the career of Candace Owens is cutting ties with the political commentator, citing her ignorant, hateful, and moral obtuse remarks about Israel and the Jews. The David Howard's Freedom Center released a statement on Monday disavowing its years long association with Owens, the former blogger who rose to become a prominent social media personality and podcaster. The move comes amid a row between Owens and her fellow Daily Wire star, Ben Shapiro, who had a similar falling out over her views on Israel. 6 years ago, the David Howard's Freedom Center invited the then little-known Candace Owens to its annual Restoration Weekend gathering of conservative movers and shakers. The group said in its statement, which noted that Owens herself said it was the conference where everything started for me. Howard's 84 is a former left-wing radical who later in his life became a conservative writer, activist, and author. He founded the David Howard's Freedom Center to safeguard the defense of free societies whose moral, cultural, and economic foundations are under attack by enemies, both secular and religious, at home and abroad. The nonprofit lashed out at Owens, accusing her of straying from the cause. Instead of focusing on the meaningful activism and defense of American values that brought her to our attention, Candace Owens has become obsessed with her own fame, stirring up drama to compensate for a lack of real achievement, the group said. Owens' criticism of Israel shows that she tackles a subject she knows nothing about, and that she never bothers to learn anything about it, according to the Freedom Center. The group accused Owens of riding the backlash by playing the victim to generate more fame and money. What a tragic misuse of talents, the statement read. The organization said that Owens is either on the sidelines or actively supporting the crusade against the West. Okay. The group said it would seek to back activists who will do the work rather than chase clicks, who will stand up for freedom and sanctity of human life, who will refuse to compromise with evil and retreat into a delusional isolationism. Goodbye, Candace. We will continue to support those who truly strive to raise up the movement for liberty and life, not selfishly tear it apart, the statement read. The statement included a quote from Owens in which she credited the Freedom Center with helping promote her career. I started my political career on YouTube, making just funny satirical videos, and I got an email from David Howard inviting me to the conference, and let me tell you what a big deal it was for me. I had no connections whatsoever. Owens is quoted as saying, the Post has sought comment from Owens. Owens has been a vocal critic of Israel, as well as the U.S. government's support for the country's military operations in Gaza, which were launched in response to October 7th surprise assault by Hamas terrorists that killed at least 1,200 Israelis. But let's not forget that Benjamin Netanyahu had 3 days advance information from Egyptian officials saying that Hamas was coming to attack them, but he told his military personnel to stand down. All right. I don't understand why Israel is not coming after Benjamin Netanyahu for this, or Jews in the West not criticizing Benjamin Netanyahu for his blatant disregard for his own people's lives. No government anywhere has a right to commit genocide ever, Owens wrote on her X account earlier this month. She didn't mention Israel, though it was implied. This is no justification for a genocide. I can't believe this even needs to be said or is even considered the least bit controversial to state. I guess Candace Owens is finally understanding, that when you go against you go against those type of people, no matter if they're right or wrong, um, they'll cut you off. Let's read these comments here. I personally love Owens' show and so much of what she has said, but this was a fragile subject she should have handled with more care. She should have known that the consequence would be great if she loses track of what is right and wrong in this situation. Oh, please. So, in other words, Owens should have known that Americans were incapable of thinking for themselves and would accept any narrative the leftist media feeds them. No, now is the perfect time to name them. Oh, gosh. But this is how it is. I mean, what else can you say? All right. What else can you say about an agenda that is pretty much been embedded in Western society, especially with America, for decades? Okay. She had to have known that, there was a risk to this. There was a risk of going against Ben Shapiro. Okay. Because he had backers. She doesn't. And Candace is just another talking puppet, a Black Klansman for white supremacy. And white supremacy, even though they see what's going on with Israel, they're not going to go against money that they need. Okay. And those people line the pockets of the conservatives and the liberals, Republican and Democrats. She played a game of risk and she lost. Who knows who's going to pick her up? Who knows who's going to pick her up? I'm not on Candace Owens' side because she's like what I just said, she's a talking Black Klansman for white supremacy. Okay. So she's just going to have to find a way to survive this, or she's just going to have to be okay with just sitting out of the political spectrum for now until another grift comes along. That's it. Pretty much it, because you see how many of her white supporters are turning on her. Okay. Because she broke the rule. You don't go against these type of people. You don't speak against their narrative. Even if they are wrong, you don't speak against that because they provide the money. That's it. Anything you want to know about this channel is in the description box. Like, share, comment, and subscribe. Later.